you, panel. Oh, Pycat has come down to this. 7 months of hard work and training. And at the end of it, Tanner has successfully trained homing pigeons to track down Boom's location, gnaw through his in-net connection, and allow him to take his place back on the Viking roster.
Gotta do. Realize this. Viking also have realized Venge Drow is a powerful combo that tells also.
I mean, that's kind of an understatement there. I'd say when Viking were kind of starting out, it was Venge and Luna was the ones they like to put together. But it was always, in the early days, it was kind of Venge. Like, we almost forget about it with Celery these days because we're so used to seeing him play the Enchantress or them have the IO.
Yeah, they also play
30 seconds to battle.
Quite a bit.
Yeah,
but
do so very selectively.
Yeah, I mean, thing about this game now, it's the fact that, you know, they do have a stand-in, play together, you know, but they decide to, you know, swap this guy for. Of course, they're not really at their power. Yeah, that is going to be a little bit tricky for them, but they have some solid team fight, sort of. Have this Venge Drow, they've got up and a Mars. Do a lot of the tanking here. I think this lineup is I think Alliance need to. They need Lim to do well once again in the mid lane. Quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, I like the last pick here. Gives you a tool to pick off a lot of these heroes. You've got pretty much 4 targets that are all kind of killable. Celery is caught in here, but there's 3 heroes. Okay, Vikings just top.
Yeah, there was maybe an opportunity for Hans to go for the toss back, but it's a level 1 fight, but you know what he's going to do. He's not going to level the poison attack. It's always no point wasting the mana. Let's get the standard 2-1-2s then. No chance that Yoinka an early kill at all. And I mean, this top lane should be not too bad for FNG, right? It is double strength heroes you're up against.
Yeah, at the same time, it is Phoenix. Can be, yes, it's a strength hero, but it's kind of dicey, right? You Fire Spirit, but you see, I mean, he does take a lot of that from these Fire Spirits and once the Sun Ray is on.
Yeah, it feels like you kind of have to have Aramis play up a little bit too aggressive, get a little bit too cheeky with positioning, have it dive on cooldown, and then maybe if you have like a clutch Soul Rip. But otherwise, you feel like this is a lane that Vikings can be able to pressure quite well.
I mean, they're gonna get, I think, what they want. They're gonna get level goals, potentially pressure one. Yeah, I mean, Nikobaby should get some decent. Mid lane though is quite heavily favoring Alliance right now. I have seen this before. It was actually, I think it was Boo. Someone Estelina.
Yeah, where he you always get the cross sweats in both of these days as well, right? So there's no kind of poke back and getting CSs.
No, just the attack speed and range. Fight.
First blood. They managed to get Celery under the tower. You know, this is the kind of thing for this Alliance offlane combo, right? They're stronger at the level 1-2 compared to what will eventually end up being a lot of physical damage for Viking, Drow, and
No, I quite like this lane. I like this tiny last bit. Way for them to kind of keep playing this game. Their teamfight is not strong by any means whatsoever, but their lanes are quite strong and they have a lot of potential to make rotations. You know, Tiny with the lead. Lion, he cannot.
That's true, they have a lot of pick-off potential, right? The Lina, maybe she goes to the boost crowd build, we see a lot as well, and then it's paying. And in that late game scenario, you've always got this Phantom Assassin to fall back on it. It's a Nikobaby Phantom Assassin. The man who posts new record, ridiculous damage out.
Yeah, they definitely have tools.
Because
A bit of damage here.
quite a lot, but Shad, once you got 5 poison stacked on you, even under tower, easy trade.
Welcome.
I guess the kind of thought here is Viking more on the timer here. I feel like it's quite often the case whenever we see Drow drafts that we kind of feel as if they have to act a lot quicker.
Top room here, battle. Vanishes the knight. They sort of are. There's a pretty decent egg killer in the Lina. And of course the PA is going to be, you know, the hero of some point. I mean, the team fight is not bad with this Nyx and Drow. You can swap the Lina away from the egg, potentially try to get it off Mars, of course, or Bob, so have tools to take this late. Kind of depending on where you are.
Sure. I guess the scary part is going to be if S4 starts to snowball, right? Because then your Mars front line is kind of completely destroyed. Its heroes overall don't feel like they want to play against Viper and Celery. Brought low. I mean, he only just got back to the lane. The time right now would quite a detriment. Luckily, he has double south. One for him, Chad. They won't be able to contest the ring.
The walking fountain.
What?
What a
Dire's
treat.
middle tower is under attack.
He works once. It's going to be a long-ass wait. I guess the real concern here is you're investing a lot into regen on this lane. Not really shutting S4 out. Mid is very one-sided right now. CS terms. And even in top, I mean, the PA is not really suffering CS-wise at all.
Aramis has made this. Could try to go on S. It's gonna be a little bit harder now that back. Alliance is tiered.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it feels like the longer you're here, the more obvious it
Dire's
becomes.
structures are
Because now that they've dealt with the creeps behind the tower, Alliance and the top lane are going to start scouting out. Realize very quickly Aramis.
Toby could put hit. Got the 21.
Yeah, he's got his boots as well when he switched, so it should be easy away from boots. However, Shad, oh, he's ran away the wrong way. He's got the TP, but they can just wait. Don't use both your stuns. Nevertop's going to go down. Hands. Oh no! Was that? Might have been a misclick there. He'll still catch up with the toss. Shad is going to be brought low. We'll turn around and fight as he knows he's dead. Tanner in with the rotation means he'll at least get hands.
Under attack.
That's a lot of Viking heroes in the bot lane that only get a possible.
Are fortified.
They really need to get the Viper patient. They try to set up this kill on mid. Tanner is forced to port bottom to try to protect the Drow Ranger with awkward. They feel completely lost because now there's no mid, and they're still gonna lose their Drow bottom. They a tiny comfort kill.
Yeah, the afterthought, brilliant. They almost lost Aramis as well. And you see that time that Tanner spent off the lane. Now he's level 6, Lim getting very close to level 8. But Invoker, he is a hero that tends to rely a lot on XP, right? Like usually the reason we used to always see the Midas builds, you need those extra levels in the spells. You need to actually have that extra little punch behind your ability.
Yeah, falling this far behind in it.
Land. Avalanche thrown out. They caught Shad. He just rotated it. He cannot afford to go down, but they're going to find him. Drow full so easily. Alliance, they have a clear plan. They just say, okay, wherever Shad is, we go. He's the weak link right now.
Shad, you are the weak link. Yeah, pretty much. They're kind of just following him around. Wherever he's going, they're piling up. S4 makes station. Don't want to give this Drow
Radiant's middle tower.
semblance of a game.
Fuel for my
And it gets worse for the other heroes now as a result. Tanner gets caught out. Ghost walks to run away. They throw down the sentry and they do him up. And this has become a very methodical for Alliance. They've got Shad running back and forth across the map, begging for help. But now
Radiant's
Tanner,
middle
he's
tower
like, I was hoping for an easy warm-up game, lads. Not getting that at all. The only one who's even have a semblance of a game right now is Toby.
Yeah, both the position. very lousy games.
We've seen Toby do some incredible carrying jobs off of the off lane. You know, Mars is the type of hero that could bring you back in this to big team fights. We'll just see how this goes the next few minutes. Toby is getting close to that level 6. If they stay off this creep wave, he should have it, and then maybe force a fight. But S4 is so tanky now with the double ground.
Yeah, this rotation by the wards, kind of just wasting time here. Did take out the tower earlier. Go for treads, not travel,
Radiant's
just going into the
bottom tower is under attack.
come this right.
Looks like they're kind of interested in balling up together a little bit sooner, right? Because you also got S4 building into the 8 toss as opposed to the boost and travel we see. Maybe just don't try and out-mobilize Bike and just make sure wherever you go, you get a lot more value.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to be keeping stronger so they can buy time for this. At some point.
After a good start, he's going towards the Battle Fury as well. The worry here is the bad start Shad's having. Really many items you can build on a Drow that's going to kind of compete rate a farm a Battle Fury, especially if there's a good time.
Trying to find a... Nice!
Oh no! S4 ends up outside of it. Viper Strike goes down. Toby has to run for the high hills. We'll get away, but that was meant to be the big play with an arena. Might at least get Handskin, but Heroes rotate for that. They want more. Shad's still got the haste running. I don't chase the S4 anymore. Oh, ball. Aramis is
Radiant's
gone.
bottom tower is under attack.
It feels like Viking is scrambling for something right now, but between the vision you were mentioning before and the kind of way Alliance is shifting there, they're not giving any gifts across to the Vikings.
Radiant structures.
Benji, alright, I spoke too soon. They will get a small pit to the gift. They will bring down their dying. Toby still has no arena.
Dota here.
They will. Spear him back. Pulls it into a tree, but it doesn't matter. We won't talk about that. Nice magical damage coming out. It's going to punish it though, as they find the pick onto both Celery and Toby.
Some much needed kills for Shad there. They do get the counter kills for Limp there. Having a very nice start so far. But at least kind of Shad is kind of bouncing back into this game.
Tower is under attack.
I like that he's getting involved, right? Like in this situation when you're a Drow, there's a high temptation to just go, fine, I will fall back to the ancient stacks. You guys can deal with the rest of this. And it's a good thing he's not, because one, they have kill potential, and two, look what Alliance have been doing. They've been warding around that ancient area. They wanted him to go back.
Yeah, I think I agree in a sense that just having this Drow Ranger just sit there farming ancients when you're this kind of far behind, it means that you're left with, you know, the Drow being, of course, the highest net worth on the team. You're just left with, you know, such a small portion of your net worth out on the map to be able to make plays. You really need the Drow's damage, right? To be able to make heaven.
Yeah, and it's not like Alliance lack waves getting on top of Drow and just be nuking her down. Speaking of one of those nukers, gets caught in the river. X gonna go down, but the cold snaps out, so Limp can't move away. The swap ensures that's the case. Celery with the second swap into the X stun ensures they'll also find hands.
Yeah, some swift kills there onto kind of you know, maybe not being at the right place at that time.
Really want that. I mean, it's a DD, right? The temptation is there. You see the DD, it's simple. Walk up and pick it up. It didn't help that Alliance was showing so many heroes bots. It just made Viking feel more confident about going towards that, despite having no tier 1 tower to back them up.
Yeah, one thing now is that, I mean, S4 did have a pretty good start, but he's only level 7. Kind of getting a little bit behind in levels.
Yeah, also in terms of gold, it feels like you maybe expect this 8 toss by now, but something seems to kind of, hit the brakes on his farming.
Yeah, I
he's
think
in the same area as Pico.
I feel like he might be getting caught up too much in just trying to go off on the map and trying to kind of suppress Drow or other heroes, but you can just keep farming as this Viper. Good that you keep scaling as well. It's going to be very useful for Egg and the Drow Ranger.
Rena, Toby wants to turn this. Tornado EMP is going to be there. Got no mana. The plant them back. Brings Limp low. The Sunray's good enough to burn out S4. Big Saw uphill to try and save the day. Limp able to move away. Could turn around now to try and burst them down. Nikobaby does arrive. It's a 1 exchange.
Dire's middle tower
Considering
is
the
under
big
attack.
ultimate use as well, Viking definitely not getting the better side of that. It's not obvious from the 2.
No, the egg there was 20-second cooldown. I mean, if they have the egg right there, I think that's just like a... That's a 3-0.
Free, yeah.
It's a very free team fight, but the egg still being on cooldown. Lions come out.
And we're just getting previews of how strong the Soul Rip can be at this stage of the game. That's kind of the clutch turnaround as well. The annoying thing about Undying is always this, that you don't want to really kill them first in a team fight, but the Soul Rip is such a high difference early fights. People run into the enemy team. Okay, this is the situation in which you're happy to kill the Undying, when he's out alone. It made the ward fairly obvious to them, considering they just notice he is all by his lone. But they look at the wrong spot. Figure it out afterwards.
Yeah, Viking are finding some kills that are going to help them back into this game. They really do need some farm on their core. Quite far behind. The Invoker be kind of the most... Struggling quite a bit.
He kind of just feels like the South Tornado at this point. And it's not a bad thing because it's down to kills. It's just not really any change. No. It's close to Spirit Vessel.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
the Vessel
attack.
is going to be quite the difference maker. Limp is queuing kind of... No, he doesn't want to deal with these silences and stuns. And it's going to be a lot harder to kill him. But they do have a lot of physical damage.
The Laxi on top of that is Gatling gun Drow. It could just become a race to see who can kill who's carry first. If they keep kind of the net worths even.
Radiant are scanning.
So of course the difference there, like you mentioned, is Viking XP maybe falling behind a little bit because of this constant hate.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, and look at Nico.
Dire's top tower
The battlefield
is under
queuing up.
attack.
Camp and then back to his back to camps. Lanes. Going to be very large.
It's not just that, it's the fact that the other members of the team are finding kills. Both supports from Alliance snipe out Celery in the top, and they were close to just going for a kill on Tanner in the mid. Both the Viper and the... It's the fact that they're making a lot of space for me.
And the Alliance draft is gonna so much better once they get the BK. Gonna be able to have the Tiny jump on whoever, you know, follow up with the PA potentially. So, but Roche, they can deal with a lot harder for Viking.
Gonna be a lot of pressure on Celery, right? Because when you think about the core of your lineup, Shad, and Shad is very immobile on his own. He's gone for the Manta. He hasn't rushed a Hurricane. But you can get on top of him, and it should be very easy to kill him. It's gonna be very hard for Toby to get a well-positioned arena moving forward here, especially seeing he still hasn't got the Yules yet.
Yeah, Toby's still quite a bit there, you know, despite having that kind of nice start. He has been sort of the playmaker here, forced to rotate quite a bit.
They're doing it again. Smoked up. As a team of 5 now, Shad's probably going to want to start hitting some creeps again. Hanskin able to blink away. They do ping him out. Smoke has been broken. The trap has been laid. More coming to take the bait. They're coming in one by one beside Alliance. This could backfire quickly. Hanskin should be ticked down from afar, but it's going to be enough to kill him. Aramis throws down the egg, free defensively. The Rein's going to be thrown down to make sure they can't get rid of it. They pin Undying down. They bring him down. 2 for 1 as they do lose Celery, but they clean up the Tombstone. It should be a tower as well for Viking, so gains are definitely there. Need to be a little bit careful in the way they retreat away from this, though, because there's still some burst available to Alliance.
Yeah, nice fight there for Viking. The egg, he just comes in there, you know, they drop a tomb and they drop an egg, but at the same time, egg just feels so powerful. Back off and you have fight.
Yeah, also they just kind of like capitalize on the fact that, you know, they know that Toby is slow, but they don't see that as a disadvantage. They're always willing to defensively cover that edge. still such a big
Hanskin once again now.
the same way.
Jumping in and gonna
The
go down.
exact same way.
Blood from a stone.
Alright, well, you know, this wasn't maybe the impact we were looking for out of the Tiny once you got his Blink Dagger. Usually it's increasing your team's net worth, but Viking is starting to fight this one back towards even.
Yeah, Shad is finding good farm here. Getting very close to the Manta. It's gonna be kind of nice. Jump away from these stifling daggers or let us get away from this right position.
I think Tana accidentally interrupted that. Drow will be a little bit upset about that, but Tana's going to make up for it by murdering someone else, he hopes.
Yeah, Tana really needs to start a little bit, at least about kind of hitting some creeps. Participated in all the kills so far for Vikings, so definitely has been very active and has been very helpful for them. I do think that at some point you have to start a bit about yourself as well.
Yeah, at this rate, Toby's going to surpass. You know, he's not exactly building items that are going to speed up his farm. He's just all about that kind of deep fight and that control. I guess you are, you know, you're a support cast role. You understand that it's all about this Drow, why he's building the Solar Crest, but it would be nice to be able to say, I'm at a stage where maybe something maybe you pick up by.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want that BKB point, you know, Tiny, Delina. It's going to become difficult. I think for Alliance, the timing's going to be probably this. That's kind of your first. Looks like Shad is going for Butterfly here. He also opted not to go for Blind. Makes a bit more sense, you know. There's going to be the PA who is going. Lina already has one, so it's not going to do all.
In this situation, he's kind of just trying to turn himself into. Because with this type of build on Lina, you know, in this type of game, you're unlikely to go for the right click Lina because you have that PA, right? We already see he's queued up the Sheevers. Might catch him off. This might catch him off guard as well. They're wrapping around. They need to catch the Phoenix, and he is showing himself, but they don't know yet. This wrap is far too wide. It looks like Viking are going to get a freebie. Laguna, trying to get rid of the Eggman. They do get it. Aramis going to buy back though. Swap out to get Tanner away. Arena goes down to block out. The right clicks coming through. Live with the BKB chasing in. Bench down to half HP. Movement forward on the Shad on the side. They are going to be able to finally close up and kill off Tanner. Nikobaby turns around. Trying to pick on the celery. Buyback comes out from Tanner. Toss across Shad. Needs to do a lot more damage than this, but they stay on top and ensure you can never catch. They'll bring down Toby. They'll get rid of the Aegis. The egg does not stun anybody. And Aramis with the desperate Sunray to try and save the day. Manta dodge is going to fail. They do stun up Drow. He turns around though. The damage coming out is big enough. They find the pick up on S4. But Nikobaby is going to arrive to help out. It's an ultra kill for the Phantom Assassin. Tanner luckily far enough away to make sure it's not a rampage. And he hopes to turn that fight completely turned to dust for Viking.
Yeah, Aramis, he bought back. It was such a good Roche for them. They got it completely for free. They caught Alliance totally unaware, and then just walk up this high ground with two heroes. They immediately get caught. They buy back, try to take the fight, but they're so split up. The Drow is caught completely alone. There's no way to sort of reach him and help him. The Tiny's just jumping around, tossing heroes. Same goes for Nikobaby, just jumping around, killing. The fight is way too split for Viking to have a chance.
It almost feels like they're over eager, right? Like you saw Tani goes in busy, starts charging up. Aramis is just walking up blind at that high ground. It almost feels too good to be true that you got the Roche in the first case. You don't maybe imagine that your enemies are just standing right there and they've just let you have that for free, but big mistake. Viking, any advantage they're going to have was lost there as they hemorrhage, you know, so much gold that Alliance end up gaining 3,500 gold out of them. That's not even equating the time where your heroes are off the map.
Yeah, I think they had just brought it back to almost okay disadvantage. Just had the Aegis, so now you're gonna have that BKB. Gonna be very shortly level 20 with -3 corruption. If he doesn't go for the blur evasion, there's no MKB insight for the Drow Ranger whatsoever, so that blur evasion could prove incredibly useful. The talent we rarely see. That would put you at
scanning.
5%.
Nikobaby. Current evasion going in. BKB turns straight away out of the egg. As he got this, it's going to be close, but the assistants are lift. They're able to bring down time. He's going to be thrown out. Toby says run. Get everyone out that you can. The problem is Shadow's in trouble. As Lift on top of the Gust is thrown out, but it's too late. The LSA ensures the clicks come out. They bring 4 members of Viking down. Tanner too late to even save himself. He gets tossed back into the waiting arms of Alliance. They're going to wipe the entire team. This time around, Limp just short of the rampage.
Kills in kind of the time span of Alliance are quick work of. I think Viking are just they're posturing way too aggressive. Their heroes can't really be this far out on the map. This far behind, you need to kind of rethink how much you can actually get.
I mean, we credit to Alliance the way that they kind of done that, right? Because it starts with throwing down that tombstone, which just gets eaten up by Viking. And Viking on the high ground. So in Viking's mind, maybe they're like, okay, no way Alliance will immediately come back with smoke. But with these great diamonds in the Iron Convention, the double BKB, what have they got to be afraid of in this game?
Yeah, and I actually like this decision by Nikobaby. Talent, he understands that the Drow Rangers doesn't want to build, even if he does.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Toby, I'm not sure. Oh no, they tossed back the wrong thing. They got rid of the zombies instead. But Nikobaby's hunting in. Like, use your spells, cast them all on me right now. Sorip just sustained the full. Toby has to turn and stand his ground, but the crit's too big with the BKB from Nikobaby. They'll find the Mars kill, and they'll find a burst on the side. Aramis is going to fall as Alliance. They are just falling out of control now. 16,000 net worth lead over Viking. Viking running out of moves to really make it this stage in the game.
Yeah, the PA, he's got. Yeah, I'm not sure why it says so, but it says 80.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But it says 85%. So that's about.
Middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, I mean 80+% evasion. Let's just call it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We've had that with some spells before, right? Where they've like patch noted it. It's like changed from 0.00 to like the rounded number.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Call it Dota2.
Say NA map, no mark. We got you here. You can't even say it's you know it's.
I mean, it's not even math, right? It's just about the. I'm not sure if it's the engine or the or.
It's Dota, baby. Never complete. Nikobaby never done killing. Good lord. Okay, this is. I mean, these arenas are getting more and more desperate. Toby, he just wants to make it out the other side alive. The disarm will stop Nikobaby's tracks for a mere moment. Going back here, damage pretty well. They never stop to mean you can't even protect yourself to the front anymore. Like Viking, I mean, they're looking like headless chickens here. They're not quite a dive through the base point in the game, but Alliance are getting incredibly close.
Yeah, I think Alliance are just on the verge of doing base diving here. Nikobaby gonna finish Manta. Yes. I'm not really sure if they are able to kill this PA at all. They need a lot of magic damage. Got the Manta.
See, Aramis. What are you doing out past your bedtime? Time to put you to sleep.
Not even gonna bother with the leg. Just gonna put some red clicks into that bird.
Alright, I've got the solution. Like, revert blade mail, and then you can actually kill Nico.
Can what?
Sure. You know the old blade mail where it just went.
Oh, the old blade mail. Yeah.
Yeah, we just bring that back. All right, then PA is balanced again. There we go. Everyone happy?
I mean, Venge just buys a blink dagger, gets to level 18 with a telescope and a lens, swaps in the PA fountain.
There it is.
Watches PA not die because of the 85% evasion.
84.
84, 85, 84.5. Does that everyone?
With the 56% physical resistance as well. Which actually, that doesn't work on Fountain though. Do you get hit for pure damage now? I'm pretty sure. You you die fountain, do you really care? Do you even... I remember the good old days of bristleback just regenning more than the fountain could dish out. I say good old days. Those were dark days.
I remember actually we had a back in Dota 1 when I played for EG Dota 1 and we're in China. Played this I don't know if it was a university team, but back in Dota 1 you could use Frostbite on the fountain, and we were quite far ahead, so dove the fountain, frostbit the fountain, had an Ursa, and killed the enemy team's fountain. And I just remember, yeah, you could kill the fountain back then. It had some, I don't know if it was like 30k HP or something. It was pretty tanky. Could kill the fountain because the bite lasted as long as it did on creeps. So
stayed there forever. You're like, now there's no way you can run. Exactly how Celery feels. Nikobaby jumps in, puts him down. It's not done there. Toby, he knows what's coming his way. He'll throw down the arena. It's not going to cheat much. It's Eggman himself on the side, Aramis. Don't even get a chance to use that egg. Buyback comes out from Toby. Nikobaby's already hunting forward, looking for more. Toby, oh no, we can't get the Spirit of Found. BKB from Nikobaby. Shad is going to live though. They're going to lose Mars. That's going to be his buyback into a dieback. And that egg is going to make him wish he could get the ultimate back.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A lot of backs in this situation. The biggest one of all is the fact that Viking are very close to having their back break under the pressure that Alliance are pushing onto them at this point, as they're going to wipe out the racks. Find a bonus. Shad crossed away from safety. Hanskin, he's not done here though. He's got the avalanche in a few seconds. Goodbye enough time. The GG's going to come out. What an absolute stop from Alliance. Finally, we see them take a series here epically.
Alliance victory.
yeah, I mean this was a pretty serious beatdown.